All right, what's up? What's up? Recording live on YouTube, obviously. And I'm also on Clubhouse. I'm on Clubhouse right now at Milo Nowhere. I'm trying it out for the first time. I don't have any followers. I don't know if people just find me or whatever. I don't know. Uh, but I'm doing it anyway because I just like take chances and just want to speak on what's on my heart today. Nothing too heavy. It's just, I have a history of being lazy. I have a history of wanting to get everything done, but not necessarily having all of the drive in me, all of the fight in me. I uh, sit down to read, and I love to read, but kind of after 20 minutes or so, my eyes start looking towards the next thing, and so I try to find ways to incorporate everything into my life, you know. And so along the way, I mean, honestly, for me, it took a lot of trial and error. All right. And simply put, there were a lot of things that I was incorporating to my everyday schedule that was getting in the way. And some of those things would be like drinking, smoking, or going to sleep extremely late. And if I wake up early, I would still feel tired to the point where I would take a long ass nap. Or just if I went to sleep late, then I just wake up late. The day gets behind me. I feel the energy of the day that is lost, and then I'm kind of on coast mode with everybody else who's getting off of work, getting out of school, and stuff like that. I can't think like that because I don't go the conventional route when it comes to, um, how I craft my life. All right. I'm a risk taker. I put myself in a position to take risks, but it will only work if I can keep up with what it means to not have to clock in for somebody. I want to keep this thing going. I've been having it going. I've been at this for like 2 years or so, just doing a bunch of things, man. I've been blessed, really. Um, but yeah, just taking out some things that really gets in the way of progress. It helps, you know. So it's great to cut out toxic habits, toxic behavior, and stuff like that, and then to incorporate things like journaling quite often, just to get in touch with how you feel at any given moment, what you feel disappointed about, what you would like to incorporate into your life. What do you think is missing? And I'm gonna get to the fun. I'm gonna get to the fun parts. I'm just trying to make sure that I cover all bases, you know. And a great part of my mentality also is to well, to not bullshit myself. And so anything that I would kind of use to get in my way as far as like an excuse or would build up any type of apprehension, I try to get rid of that, man. And so those things come down to like imposter syndrome, which I actually want to do a video on. Um, so it comes down to imposter syndrome, or something that plagues a lot of us is what other people may think, what other people may have to say about what we try to do, man. But at the end of the day, man, fuck what they gotta say, because like they'd be just happy if you don't do anything, if you don't shine bright enough, if you don't rise so high that they are forced to look up. They would love that. All right. And when I say they, I mean people who are afraid to do it themselves, where they form this type of bitterness within themselves when they want everybody else to be on the same level as them, or bonus points if you're below them. They love that, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you know, they try to keep you in their lives if you're doing worse than them. If you're doing better, they try to throw rocks at you, man. Throw shade. It's crazy, man. I've had it happen even to me, if you can believe that. A low life like myself, you know what I'm saying? Bottom feeder like myself will have people compliment me at the beginning of the sentence towards the innocent insult, man. It's really got me to the point where it's just I'm going to do what I want to do. All right. I'm not here to please anybody. I don't owe you anything. All right. You know what I'm saying? The trajectory of my life is not contingent upon what somebody expects of me, how someone may feel about me. And that's where I'm at with it. Now, when we talk about the compound effect, it works both ways. So the things that you don't do or the negative things that you do work against you just as well as the things that you choose to do that could have a positive um, impact. So in doing nothing, it works towards the compound effect. Like if you don't brush your teeth, you don't brush your teeth, more times than not, or you're very streaky with not brushing your teeth and keeping up with that. Eventually, your teeth will start to rot, they'll fall out, all of those things. It's very painful. I know what tooth infections feel like, and it's probably the worst thing that anybody could experience, man. Like, I mean, it's one of the worst to experience that won't kill you right away, but it'll make you wish that you were dead. All right, anybody who has a tooth infection knows what I'm talking about. But all right, now I just want to get like to the good parts, man, because I consider myself to be a jack of all trades. There's so many things I want to put my hands in to the point where it could definitely look like dabbling, and I could see why. Because if consistency is in question, then yes, obviously it's going to look like dabbling. And in fact, you could just call it dabbling. But in order to properly be a jack of all trades, you have to uh, keep moving like a fine oiled machine. Everything has to keep clicking. Everything has to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And so one of my favorite things to do is get in and get out. All right. So I know that the motivation won't always be there when it comes to doing things. Uh, but if you make it a challenge to see how fast you can get something done or set the bar low or whatever, you'd be surprised uh, how effective that can be in being consistent and seeing the results that you would like to see. So, for example, people get very ritualistic about working out. Got to put on the right clothes, obviously, gym clothes. Got to have a gym membership, go to the gym, got to make it there at the right time. All of those things, all of those barriers to entry, where it can really be as simple as I'm going to do 100 jumping squats. Try to do 100 jumping squats. Tomorrow, you're going to be feeling it, okay? That's the beauty of it. And you can get through 100 jumping squats relatively fast. If you can't jump, for whatever reason, and I'm not really mocking you. I just, it's just a throwaway laugh. I'm not mocking anybody, you know. Grateful that I can jump. But if you can't jump, even doing just 100 regular squats will give you that feeling in your legs tomorrow. You feel very accomplished. You feel very sore, but you feel very accomplished. And so I don't like to spend too much time working out. If I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone. I'll do it. But I try to get my workouts in under 30 minutes without cheating myself. And so to do that without cheating yourself, I'm big on working out till failure. All right. It's as simple as that. Keep doing push ups till you can't no more. Keep doing sit ups till you can't no more. Keep doing those jumping squats till you can't anymore. And there you go. And so what I would do is, I would designate like whatever song I'm listening to, I designate that song to just focus on working on abs. Then I'll take the next song, maybe do it to work on abs in that song as well. But when I'm done working with abs, working out, working my abs, then I'll just do something else. Then it's the legs or then it's the upper body, whatever that may be. All right. And again, because I like to be the jack of all trades, my day wouldn't stop there. And I'm not really going in order, but let's just say I spend 30 minutes working out as my daughter's drowsy, as you can see. So if I spend 30 minutes working out, spend 30 minutes reading, spend 30 minutes writing, 30 minutes taking a course, maybe spend 30 minutes making a video, whatever it is. And the numbers don't have to be definite, but it's just an example. You do that every day, it adds up. If you write 100 words a day, it adds up. You know what I'm saying? I always forget the math, but that's damn near a novel. Writing 100 words a day. And the good part about that is you can actually edit as you write. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot better than setting your goal for, oh, I'm gonna write 100, 500 a day, 1,000 a day, and then you get so intimidated by the mountain that you end up not doing anything. Then over the course of a year, you end up doing less than what it would have been had you just wrote 100 words a day. You know what I'm saying? Too many people, they have these big home run aspirations, but don't even take swings. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy thing. And I've been there before. That's why I'm able to point it out. I'm able to see that in uh, other people as well. So, so I would ask you, like, what's something that you kind of always wanted to do but couldn't seem to make time for it? And then I ask you, what could 30 minutes a day get you? You know what I'm saying? Or because you can you don't have to even you don't have to do 30 minutes and stop either, or you don't have to have a 30-minute block. It could be 15-minute blocks working out, and maybe you do whatever, or like, to say you already have a busy day, comprised of whatever, work, being a parent, whatever it is. Then maybe just find ways of throwing 15 minutes working out here, 15 minutes working out there, 10 minutes there throughout the day, just finding those empty spaces to put in these puzzle pieces of kind of activities to give you more overall fulfillment, and so that helps. um and it's something that I'm always messing with, and because of that, because I've come to this conclusion that it is possible I don't beat myself up too much if if I take a nap and it was probably too long, and then now I got to pick my daughter up. You know what I'm saying? Because I can still win out on the back end. Like at a time like this right now, where I mean, she was sleeping, but I woke her up because the light is on, and while I was started talking and stuff. But she sleep at a time like this is shortly after 9 p.m. And I could be reading until I go to sleep. Maybe I go to sleep around 3 o'clock. Wake up at maybe 8 or 9, drop her off at my mom's, whatever. Do a couple things for myself, take a nap. I actually don't have to pick her up tomorrow, so that works for me. But I just, instead of beating myself up about the time that was lost, I think about what I can do with the time that I have now. And late, and like days where it's pretty natural as the day goes on, it gets later on in the day, you want to relax, watch TV, play the game or something like that. Now, if I feel like I didn't accomplish really too much of what I accomplished in a particular day, then when I sit down to watch TV, it's just like a conversation with myself. It's like, come on, you could put TV off later, can't you? Can't you do that? You know, yeah, my baby, can't you? And so I will. I'll put it off. And like last night, I was tired. It was like one something in the morning, and I was probably about to watch something on Hulu or whatever while I go to sleep. And someone was just telling me, man, like, why don't you just do something? Do one thing, one productive thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I may have mentioned to y'all before, my newest book is is the rough draft is over 100,000 words. It is a mountain. Now, when it's all said and done, It could be as short as 40,000 words. I don't know. But I found a way, yeah, in spite of that mountain, I found a way to be uh, productive in a procrastinating way. And what I mean is, when I talk about I got over 100,000 words as far as a rough draft goes, I mean that it is severely unedited. And so last night I chose to add to that pile, add another 700 words over the course of 30, 40 minutes or so. But it was a lot, it was cleaner than most of the material because I transcribed, I dictated that all of the well, great. I mean, damn near at least 90% of the 100,000 words that I have. So it's sloppy, it's bad, but I added to it. And all it took me was 30 to 40 minutes. I added to it. All right, I could do that again tonight. If I don't really feel the inspiration, and and usually I would say inspiration is bullshit. It doesn't matter about inspirations. So I'm just saying, if I don't really feel inspiration to add something new, I won't force it because I have a lot to edit. All right, so what's the decision to make? Create something new or go and polish a horrible excuse for a rough draft? And I got experience with, polishing up these rough drafts. I mean, rough is an understatement. And so I'll do that for an hour or so, you know. Oh, Sean, thank you, thank you, thank you. I actually meant to get back at you with that, man. My PayPal got closed, so I don't have a PayPal. I mean, honestly, man, look, I think you've done well for me, man. I don't need anything else from you, man. Just stay in contact, man. That's pretty good. That's pretty good payment. Or if I put out a new book, you just buy that, promote it, whatever it is, man. Like I'm just fine, man. Thank you. I mean, then because then on top of that, like I started a Patreon, didn't add anything special to it, and I know that wasn't a requirement for you to just add. You just wanted me to keep putting out more videos, but no, man, it's all good, man. At a time like this, it's just good payment to see, you know, to I don't know, to be alive, to be in this moment right now with my daughter right now, feel this sense of abundance, all opportunity in front of me, and I hope it's the same for all of you out there. Hope you haven't given up, and if you have, well, it's not too late to get back on the proverbial bike, start pedaling again. Um, so okay, okay, all right. So, and I think one of the biggest changes in my life ever since I became a parent was the resistance. For a lot of people, having a young child, it feels like a trap, and it has felt like one for me. But I also seen it as an opportunity to grow, to expand, to cut out the bullshit, to be more disciplined, to be more grown up. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really thinking like a grown up, damn near until I had her. So I owe a lot to her. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I would be if I didn't have her. Like I probably wouldn't have this YouTube. Probably wouldn't have money in my pocket. Would probably be living in a broken home still. Would probably be, I mean, who knows? A goddamn incel. Uh, which I mean, that being an incel inherently isn't the worst thing, but just feeling like an overall loser, man. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, again, so instead of resisting my fate, resisting the situation that I'm in, well, I wouldn't trade my daughter for the world, so let me find out how I can make the best out of this situation. And so when I drop her off to daycare, that's an opportunity to work on some things. When she's sleeping, that's an opportunity to work on some things. Having her is kind of an incentive to not have a 9 to 5 job because I want to be able to get to her whenever. Maybe not even put her into a public school or a private, any type of school. Maybe homeschool. I don't know. I would like to be, uh, I like to be fluid in that way. I like to be flexible in that way. This is the Justice League. Gotta keep my base funded. The Justice League. Uh, I don't know. We can talk about something. We could talk something. I believe you got my Instagram, so just hit me up on Instagram, and we'll talk. Right now, it's hard for me to kind of focus. I'm not trying to really lose my train of thought. Not trying to. I mean, well, in saying that, I did, but I think I pretty much covered the gist of it. But basically, I would always encourage people to not make a mountain out of everything and try to find the simplest entry point to everything. I think that is some of my greatest philosophies is just to simplify everything, especially at a time where we just make everything so complicated. We make everything so complex, and I don't know. I guess I'm a lazy person, so I found a way to make that just my norm. To be able to expose myself to very complex information that I couldn't present in such a complex way, but still have this ability to simplify it so maybe my daughter could understand. Not maybe not now, but in a couple of years, or just yeah, your everyday person. I try to make things relatable, try to bridge the gap, and make things less intimidating. Because for some reason, I don't get intimidated at all. Even if I'm completely clueless, I think that's a great thing because it's an opportunity to learn. So I get excited. And anybody who would try to make me feel bad for being clueless about a particular thing, I'm definitely not going to be intimidated by them because they're probably some of the most narrow-minded pieces of shit you can find. You know. And so again, if I find myself, because there have been times I've been taking I tried my hand at trying that a petamin. That's what it's called. It's illegal in Maryland, in the United States, and basically it just gives you a crazy appetite, helps you gain weight, but you could find yourself sleeping goddamn 10, 12 hours in a day at any given moment. You go to sleep, think you're taking a nap in the middle of the day, and you sleep for the day, which was I will wake up late at night feeling very upset, especially because I was supposed to pick my daughter up hours ago and I slept right through it. And but anyway, in situations like that, I would kind of feel upset because I let the day get away from me. And so with the time I would have left, instead of beating myself up about it, I would just think about how I can make the best out of the time that I have until I don't know, till I go back to sleep or till I have to drop my daughter off or whatever. Just always keeping that in perspective and not beating myself up about it. That's it, man. The compound effect over time, like your bank account, like your retirement, like your Roth IRA, whatever it may be. Just the more time you put into it, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. It's the law of probability, the lotto effect, the raffle ticket effect. You own your fate by way of probability. All right. Everybody who isn't born with the same, yeah, I get that conversation, same 24 hours. Everybody isn't, but everyone isn't born with the same type of fate. Some have both of our parents, some don't have any, some have drug addicts for parents, some didn't finish school, some are doctors. But whatever it is, the great equalizer, and I always talk about equalizers, and I'm a big fan of numbers, statistics, and things like that. The great equalizer is the law of probability. And so that's why, you may hear somebody say the genius thing that I did was just never give up. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the law of probability. You know, put into, it's just not, it's a simplified way of the law of probability is never giving up. Basically, I would like my chances at s- succeeding at something if I spent 365 days a year doing it as opposed to 5 days a year. And so, in any given thing that you choose to do, if you spend more time doing it than most people, then yeah, you could start to bet that you would have greater success than the average person. And that's just how it goes. And so, here's one thing that you can do to maybe not overwork yourself, but still outwork most people. Find the average. Find the average, then break it down. This is what I mean. How many books does the average person read a year? I mean, it's really not a lot, but just for example, the average person may read like 12 books a year. It's like, well, goddamn, I could double that. Let me just read two books a month. Maybe I could read 3 books a month. You know, how much does the average writer write a day or something like that? Whatever it is. How much does the average person work out a week? Find it, outdo it. And even with the jack of all trades method, you try to do that with every thing that you set out to do throughout your day, throughout your week. Once you figure out how much it's going to take to outdo the average person, then you can put in time to relax, have fun, whatever it is, man. Recalibrate, whatever you choose to do. And that's why I'm big on, the law of probability. And when I'm not so lazy, I'm big on being organized. You know what I'm saying? It works. And it also works to get in, get out. Don't drag your feet there, bullshit through there, and say, well, it was 3 hours doing it, but really it was 2 hours and 46 minutes that you bullshitting, and 14 minutes you are actually doing something. No, just get in there, do what you need to do, only focus on that, be done. Then you go to the next thing, and then you will feel great when you reward yourself with certain things. All right. So, with that being said, I'll hear from you soon. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.